The 1970s were a thrilling time for muscle cars, delivering some of the fastest rides the world had ever seen over a quarter mile. Let's watch out for 12 of the fastest muscle cars from this unforgettable decade. Number 12, 1970, Chevrolet Camaro Z28. The 1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 is a true classic that made its mark in the muscle car world. Under the hood, it packed a powerful 343 cubic inches V8 engine, delivering an impressive 360 horsepower and 370 lb-ft of torque. With this engine, it could zoom from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds and complete a quarter mile in 14.2 seconds, proving it was no slouch on the road. Chevrolet faced tough challenges in the 1970s, especially with changing emission standards and the oil crisis. This struggle led to a dip in performance across their lineup. The Z28 package was shelved for a couple of years starting in 1974. However, the 1970 Camaro Z28 was the best all-around model. It featured a sleek new coupe design that instantly became a favorite among car enthusiasts. Speaking of its design, the car had a stylish hood and deck lid striping, a black grille, and 7-inch wide mag-type steel wheels. While it may have lost some of the youthful excitement of earlier models, the 70 Z28 excelled in acceleration, balance, and refinement. Car and driver praised it as an automobile of uncommon merit. The 1970 Camaro Z28 truly marked the end of an era in muscle cars, wrapping up the Z28's high-performance legacy with style and power. This ride is fast, but wait until you see what comes next. It's a game changer. Number 11, 1976 Ford Gran Torino. The 1976 Ford Gran Torino is a classic muscle car with a brief but memorable run from 1968 to 1976. This third-generation model featured a strong body-on-frame design, improved suspension, and power steering for a smoother ride. Under the hood, it packed a 353 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 255 horsepower and 295 lb-ft of torque. With this power, the Gran Torino could zip from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds and complete a quarter mile in 13.9 seconds. However, Gran Torino made a name for itself on the road and television. It became iconic thanks to the hit show Starsky and Hutch, where it was portrayed as a fast and flashy cop car. The car's distinct paint job was so popular that Ford even created a limited run of Gran Torinos to match the show's style. However, the reality was slightly different. While the show made it look like a high-speed machine, the real-life version was more of a cruiser. Interestingly, the first cars delivered to the show had a weaker 351 CI Windsor V8 engine that only produced 154 horsepower. The Gran Torino weighed over 4,000 pounds, so this engine made the car feel sluggish. To boost its performance, the stunt coordinator swapped some gears to give it more acceleration. Later seasons saw slightly bigger engines, but nothing could turn the Gran Torino into a true speedster. Despite its limitations, the 1976 Ford Gran Torino remains a beloved piece of automotive history, celebrated for its style and connection to pop culture. You must be wondering why this car has impressive speed, but hold on tight because the next ride will redefine everything you thought you knew about muscle cars and their performance on the track. Let's pause here for a second for you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Number 10, 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 is a legendary muscle car that turned heads when it hit the streets. With a massive 451 cubic inches V8 engine under the hood, it cranked out an impressive 450 horsepower and 500 lb-ft of torque. This power allowed the Chevelle to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds and complete the quarter mile in 13.8 seconds. Moreover, Chevrolet first entered the muscle car scene in 1964 with the Chevelle, but it wasn't until the 1970 SS 454 that the brand truly made its mark. As the muscle car craze peaked, GM lifted the ban on engine size for midsize cars, and Chevy responded with its monstrous 454 CID V8. The SS 454 package was a game changer, boasting a hydraulic lifter engine that started at 360 horsepower and topped out at an astounding 450 horsepower. Regarding its design, the Chevelle's striking design featured a restyled body that came with the Super Sport option, available for both hardtops and convertibles. This package included power front disc brakes, an F41 suspension for better handling, and polyglass tires. The iconic cowl induction hood, which had a special flap that opened at full throttle, was a standout feature. This hood helped funnel cool air into the engine, giving the Chevelle an edge in performance. In addition, Chevrolet offered two versions of the 454 engine in the SS package. The LS5 was powerful but civilized, while the LS6 was a beast designed for serious speed enthusiasts. With incredible power and aggressive looks, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 symbolizes the golden age of muscle cars. If you're impressed by this muscle car, wait until you see what's next. Its power and agility will take your breath away and leave you craving more. I'm not bluffing, see for yourself. Number 9. 1971 Ford Mustang Boss 351. The 1971 Ford Mustang Boss 351 is a unique muscle car history that turned heads when it arrived. Under the hood, it packed a powerful 353 cubic inches V8 engine, delivering 330 horsepower and 370 lb-ft of torque. With this muscle, the Boss 351 could zoom from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds and finish the quarter mile in an impressive 13.8 seconds. Beyond this, it was a big deal when Ford introduced the Boss 351 at the Detroit Auto Show on November 21, 1970. However, some fans needed clarification about the changes. The new Mustang was longer, wider, and heavier than its predecessors, with a wider front and back track, which made it a standout on the road. It sported a long, flat hood and a back window that barely sloped, giving it a distinctive look. Despite the new design, the Boss 351 faced challenges. The muscle car era started declining due to strict emission standards and rising insurance costs. With fewer than 2,000 units produced, this Mustang became a rare find and a testament to Ford's effort to keep performance alive during tough times. Though it was seen as the odd one out, the 1971 Ford Mustang Boss 351 proved itself as a powerful contender in the muscle car world. Today, it remains a beloved classic, cherished by collectors and enthusiasts. This car might steal your heart, but the next one will steal the show. Number 8. 1971 Ford Mustang 302. The 1971 Ford Mustang 302 is a fascinating chapter in the Mustang story, showcasing Ford's desire to create a faster and more agile pony car. This model came with a powerful 305 cubic inches V8 engine that delivered 210 horsepower and 296 lb-ft of torque. With this setup, the Mustang 302 could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds and complete the quarter mile in an impressive 13.8 seconds. The 1971 Mustangs were completely redesigned, becoming longer, lower, and wider than any previous models. They featured a full-width grille with headlights built into it and a Mustang emblem proudly displayed in the center. The new hood had hidden windshield wipers, giving it a sleek look, while the roof appeared thinner and sportier. New features included front disc brakes and a specially tuned suspension, improving handling and making the Mustang 302 great for fast straight lines and tight corners. While the iconic Boss 302 and Boss 429 engines were no longer available, the new Boss 351 was introduced, rated at 330 horsepower, with a refined weight distribution. Inside, the Mustang offered a comfortable ride with new options like an electric rear window defogger and a body protection group package. Although the high-performance engines were dwindling, the 1971 Ford Mustang 302 stood out as a versatile car, balancing power and handling perfectly, making it an exciting choice for car enthusiasts everywhere. This beauty has power, but the one coming up has power like you've never seen. You'll be amazed at its raw performance. Number 7. 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429. The 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429 is a true legend in the world of muscle cars, known for its raw power and unique history. With a massive 426 cubic inches V8 engine, it pumped out 375 horsepower and 490 lb-ft of torque. This beast could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.3 seconds and complete the quarter mile in an impressive 12.3 seconds. Moreover, only 500 of these iconic cars were made primarily to meet NASCAR requirements, which makes them incredibly rare and valuable today. Fitting the 429 engines into the Mustang required some adjustments, but it was worth it. The 1970 models had a few changes from the previous year, like new dual-beam headlights and matching air intakes, but its powerful spirit remained unchanged. Under the hood, the Boss 429 featured high-performance aluminum heads and had a compression ratio of 10:5:1. Many believe its horsepower was closer to 500, making it even more impressive. The car also had an upgraded Holley 735 CFM 4-barrel carburetor and a solid lifter camshaft, which helped it roar down the road. All that power was managed by a top-loader 4-speed manual transmission and sent to the rear wheels through a 9-inch traction lock differential. The 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429, available in 5 colors like Grabber Orange and Calypso Coral, embodies the muscle car spirit and remains a favorite among car enthusiasts. No doubt this car has its appeal, but the next one is an absolute beast that takes performance to an entirely new level. You won't believe the speed and power it delivers. Number 6, 1971 Ford Torino Cobra. The Ford Torino Cobra is often overlooked in conversations about the fastest muscle cars from the 1970s, but it deserves a spotlight. With a top speed of 150 miles per hour, this car packs a punch thanks to its powerful 426 cubic inches V8 engine. Known as the Cobra Jet, this engine was designed for NASCAR and is estimated to produce between 425 and 450 horsepower and 480 lb-ft of torque. It can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.4 seconds and cover a quarter mile in about 13.9 seconds. While the Torino may be larger and more luxurious than the Mustang, it must improve performance. It came with a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual transmission, delivering power to the rear wheels. The unique semi-hemispherical combustion chambers in the Cobra Jet engine make it a true engineering marvel. Interestingly, the Ford Torino also has a bit of fame in Hollywood, appearing in popular movies like Starsky and Hutch, Gran Torino, and even the 2009 Fast and Furious film. Each of these films showcase different generations of the Torino, highlighting its timeless appeal. Whether you're a fan of muscle cars or love a good story, the Ford Torino Cobra is a classic that continues to impress with its power and style. This car is a strong contender, but the upcoming one is a speed demon. It will take your breath away with its acceleration. Number 5, 1970 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The 1970 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am is a classic American muscle car with its bold design and powerful performance. With a top speed of 28 miles per hour, it's a car that demands attention. The standard engine, a 400 cubic inch V8, produces 345 horsepower, allowing it to race through the quarter mile in the low 14-second range. For those looking for more power, only 88 of the 3,196 Trans Ams built that year came with the optional Ram Air 4 engine. This upgrade included larger ports, improved heads, swirl-polished valves, and an aluminum intake manifold, boosting power to 370 horsepower. Beyond this, the Ram Air V engine was even rarer, available as a special order, boasting solid lifters and tunnel port heads for a whopping 500 horsepower. All these engines featured a rear-facing shaker scoop that captured cool air flowing over the hood, helping enhance performance. No doubt driving the 1970 Trans Am was a pleasure thanks to its responsive 12-ratio, 1-1 variable ratio power steering, and a padded formula steering wheel. It also had stiffer springs and heavy-duty sway bars that worked with polyglass F60X15 tires on Rally 2 wheels to keep the ride smooth. Stopping power was provided by 10.9-inch power front disc brakes and 9.5-inch rear drum brakes. With all these features, the 1970 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am was more than just a car. It was an experience that captured the true essence of American muscle. You may love this car, but prepare for the next one. It's engineered with outstanding speed and will leave all other cars struggling to keep up. Number 4, 1970 Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi. The Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi always makes the list when discussing the fastest muscle cars of the 1970s. This car became famous in movies like Vanishing Point and Death Proof, making it a true icon of American muscle. Built on the same F-body platform as the Plymouth Barracuda, the Challenger was like the Charger's little sibling. Though it's labeled a pony car, the Challenger RT had some serious power, sharing the Charger's V8 engines, including the legendary 426 Hemi. Now let's talk about its performance. With a top speed of 146 miles per hour, the Challenger RT packs a punch with its 426 cubic inches V8 engine, which produces a claimed 425 horsepower and 490 lb-ft of torque. This beast could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds and complete a quarter mile in 13.6 seconds, making driving a thrill. One of the best things about the Challenger RT was its lighter weight. It was easier to handle at 3,800 pounds than the Charger, which tipped the scales at over 4,000 pounds. You could customize your Challenger with different rear axle ratios, 3.54, 3.91, or 4.10. This option meant that depending on the gears you chose, your 0 to 60 miles per hour times could vary by more than a second. The Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi wasn't just a car, it was a statement of raw power and performance that still resonates today. Stick with us. We're close to revealing the list's #1 Marvel car. Number 3, 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge. The 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge is a classic muscle car with powerful engine options. This car could be fitted with 3 different 402 cubic inch V8 engines, including a basic version that produced 350 horsepower, the Ram Air 3 and the Ram Air 4. The Ram Air 3, which is in this Judge, was rated at 366 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. But many believe these numbers were a bit low, as it likely produced closer to 400 horsepower. But wait, there's more. This engine featured a quadrajet 4-barrel carburetor and a compression ratio of 10:5:1, making it a blast to drive at high speeds. However, it could have been smoother in city traffic. The fancier Ram Air 4 had better drivability thanks to its larger heads and a special cam, but it was priced higher and only attracted a few buyers since its power was similar to the Ram Air 3. The power from the engine reached the rear wheels through one of 3 transmissions. You could choose a basic 3-speed manual, a more exciting 4-speed manual, or the 3-speed turbo hydromatic automatic, which this GTO Judge has. In terms of performance, the GTO Judge could zip from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.2 seconds, and it had a top speed of 140 miles per hour. This muscle car is powerful and a piece of automotive history, making it a favorite among car enthusiasts. You are amazed by this car, but the next one will blow your mind. It's the kind of speed that dreams are made of. Number 2, 1970 Tomaso Pantera. The Tomaso Pantera is a fascinating car that blurs the lines between Italian sports cars and American muscle. Though it was designed in Italy, the Pantera came to life in 1971, the same year Ford bought a big stake in the brand. Under its sleek hood lies a 353 cubic inches V8 engine, either the Cleveland or Windsor variant, which gives it a serious performance boost. Many models also sported 4 2-barrel Weber carburetors for even more power. Speaking of its powerhouse, with 330 horsepower and 380 lb-ft of torque, the Pantera can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds, making it a thrilling ride. When you hit the quarter mile, this beauty can do it in 13.8 seconds, which is impressive for a car of its time. The only transmission option was a smooth 5-speed manual from ZF, sending all that power to the rear wheels for a truly engaging driving experience. It has amazing speed, and its design too is out of the boundary. The design of the Pantera is eye-catching, combining curves and sharp lines, and it turns heads wherever it goes. While some may debate if a mid-engine Italian car should be classified as American muscle, the Pantera certainly shares the heart of a muscle car with its powerful engine and thrilling performance. With a top speed of 62 miles per hour, it's not just a pretty face, it's built for speed and excitement on the road. Hold your breath tight as the wait ends, and we'll disclose our top masterpiece on the list. Number 1, 1970 Plymouth Superbird. The Plymouth Superbird is a legendary muscle car that made a name on the racetrack. In the 1970s, motorsports were the best way to show off a car's performance, and the saying, "Win on Sunday, sell on Monday," perfectly captured that idea. With NASCAR taking the spotlight, Chrysler felt the heat as Ford raced ahead with the Torino Talladega and Mercury Cyclone. In response, they created the eye-catching Superbird, known for its wild design and speed. Under its glossy exterior, featuring a pointed nose and a massive rear wing, the Superbird was built on the popular Plymouth Roadrunner. It packed a powerful punch with a 426 cubic inches V8 engine, which claimed 425 horsepower and a whopping 490 lb-ft of torque. This muscle car could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds and cover the quarter mile in an impressive 13.5 seconds. What truly sets the Superbird apart is its remarkable aerodynamics, boasting a drag coefficient of only 0.28. This sleek design helped it slice through the air, giving it a top speed of 85 miles per hour. The Superbird looked cool and had the performance to back it up, making it a standout on both the street and the track. Whether you're a fan of racing or love powerful cars, the Plymouth Superbird is a thrilling piece of American automotive history. Now it's time to take a break from this exciting ride through the fastest muscle cars. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.